Now, that was a really, really nice Saturday, wasn't it? I was early up in the morning and had my little hog out. I don't know if you guys know hog out. Shrimp balls, two of them, two stacks of them, like each one is, we call it two stacks, not stack. No, that's not good. Yeah. So each one of them had like 4 little shrimp balls, I got 2 of them, got like a roast pork bun, got my coffee, and I walked back to the Columbus Park. Beautiful. I sat down there, it was like maybe around like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. The air was still nice and cool, still. A little breeze, you can imagine it. The sun just filtering through the leaves. The leaves, they sound like a sense of a glow. You ever look at leaves? I love leaves. I love trees. I love clouds. And the ray of the sun just kind of hits the trees and it just kind of glows a little, like shadows and everything. You're just sitting there, and then all of a sudden you hear these little birds, like they go, you're just sitting there. And I'm just relaxing. It's so cool. And I know the guys are playing basketball right behind me. So I'm just chilling. And then you see little kids in the swing, and you hear the creak of the chain. You guys hear it? And then you hear kids smiling. And then when you go down the slide, like, woo! You hear, once in a while you hear a little bit of that. Water fountain was going, a little splash. You guys catching the scene? Isn't that so cool? So I'm just sitting there, and then every once in a while, I hear people guys right behind me. They're like, foul, whatever. And they just continue, kind of disrupted a little bit. Everything was so cool until one moment. I'm on Mulberry Street, Columbus Park. On Columbus Park, right across the street from Columbus Park, there's a whole bunch of funeral homes. That's where it is. So during that whole serene time, when I was just sitting there, just reflecting, just being that in that presence of the moment, this dirge came out. You guys know some of these Chinese instruments, they make these all over yelling sound, a little calm here and there, and it's like almost a crying sound. And all of a sudden, that whole serenity, everything just broke, and you start to turn, and there's a funeral procession that's coming out of the funeral home. Are you guys getting me? Are you guys getting me? And people are dressed in black, and the casket, it's coming out, and you got the royal ushers up there that's just carrying it out right to the whatever they're going to go to, the cemetery, cemetery and everything else. And so I'm sitting there, guys. I'm sitting there, just sitting there right there. All of life, it's supposed to be so beautiful, but then all of a sudden, it brings back to this reality. The reality that life is difficult. The little child that's going up and down the swing and the seesaw and everything else, it's going to hurt, it's going to stumble. True? The birds may not always chirp. There's going to be cloudy days. Life is not always so easy. And I'm reminded of this. Ever since you're a child, ever since you were a little baby, when you came out of your mom's womb, there's one thing you need. And I sense that, and up to the point of that body in the casket coming out of the funeral home, there's still that one thing you still need. Because you're 1 month old, or because you're 80 years old, I think he's the eldest son. There's a Chinese tradition that you follow the casket, and the eldest son goes like incense, a huge incense, and you walk and you follow the casket. And the eldest son was probably in his 60s or 70 years old. I believe that at that moment, he needs as much encouragement as a child just coming down the slide. Would you say so? At that moment, that man that was just holding that incense needs a good word of encouragement. Would you say so? Just like that little child that's coming up and going down the swing, and the mommy has to go, "You could do this, honey. Let's go. You hear this." And I saw a pregnant woman coming across, and I know she's going to need a word of encouragement. And I see fathers holding strollers, walking with their little 2 young kids, and you know that father's going to need a word of encouragement. And I know that there's so many of you sitting here. Every one of you, myself included, needs a word of encouragement. Is that true? I don't think you could live life without a word of encouragement. I think you need that. You're wired for that. You have to have that. And about 4 weeks ago, I asked this very simple question. I'm about 60 of you sitting right here. And I asked, how many of you are an encourager? Remember that question I had asked? How many of you are an encourager? And among about 60 of you, 4 of you raised your hand, and 4 of you were young folks. Non-Christians on top of that. I still recall on the back sitting somewhere. 4 of you, but I'm an encourager, Pastor Kenny. I'm an encourager. Do you guys remember that question I asked? So I'm going to ask you a question again. We're going to come back to this. You're going to need to be encouraged so very much. Ever since day one, when you were born, your mom, your dad, you don't even remember it. You can't even understand it. They were encouraging you. And up to the point before you even pass on this earth, and go and you see your Heavenly Father in heaven, you still need to be encouraged in your deathbed. Is that true? Is that true? Could you imagine you're lying in the hospital right now and this is your last breath almost? You need to be encouraged as well too. From the point of when you were 1 second old, and Lord willing to like you're 80, 90 years old, you need to be encouraged. So question to all of you. How did you encourage people? I would like to know that. How do you encourage others in your life? Because we all need. If you're not a good encourager, man, that's going to be rough. You have friends, you have family, you have colleagues, and they're going to go up and down in life. And how are you going to be there for them? Let me just kind of give you a very brief little description of what encouragement is, okay? Encouragement is that you give them support, true? True. Encouragement is that you give them confidence, that's the second one. First is support, second is confidence, right? Here's the third one. Encouragement, you have to give them hope. Wow, oh my gosh, that is so difficult. I can understand support a little bit. I'm right there for you, I'm right there for you, I'm right there for you. But how can you give someone confidence? Are you guys getting me? I can support you, I could be right there next to you, we could cry over this together, we'll get through this together, maybe. But how can you give someone confidence? How can you give someone hope? Isn't that difficult now? And watch this. I believe that, pick yourself back in Columbus Park right now, like that lady who's pregnant, she's walking across. I don't think I can really truly try to be able to encourage her. Let's just say she has to go deliver the baby. I mean, you guys understand what I'm saying? I'm a guy. Who am I to tell a woman to say, you got this, honey, you got this, deliver it, push through. She's gonna like, you are crazy. You don't know what I'm going through. How can you encourage me if you don't know what I'm going through? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you right now? Does that make sense to you? It's so difficult. I don't believe, watch this. I believe that we're not good at encouraging one another because number one, it's difficult, but number two is we have not gone through enough stuff in our lives. I believe you cannot really truly encourage someone to give them support, to give them confidence, to give them hope until you've suffered the same and you overcame the same. Is that true now? Until I deliver a baby. No, I'm not going to. Until, you guys get me? Until I've given birth to someone, I cannot tell another woman or anybody else and say, you got this, come on. Breathe. Get out of here. All those Lamar's class, they're just nonsense. So 2 very simple questions to you this morning. How do you encourage others? How can you give support, confidence, and hope? Second question follows very simple. Where do you find it for yourself? Where do you find encouragement for yourself? You know, I look into my Facebook, and every so often, I mean, I bet you right now, I look into your Facebook account right now, we share with you right now, within just 2-3 minutes, someone within your circle is crying out for help right now. Is that true? Right now. You open it up, within 2 minutes, let's just scroll down right now, someone within your circle, friends, family, loved ones, is crying out for help in their way, in his way, in her way. And what are we going to do? Send a little love language, right? I got you. I got you. Feel better. Feel better. Come on, seriously. Not going to work, right? So today, watch this. I want to share something with you And maybe at the end of the day, maybe at the end of the day, we could try to be really good encouragers. And we could practice. Is that cool? Cool? I don't say cool. Pick your pen. We all know this already. How do you encourage others? Second one, where do you find encouragement? Let's go to point number 2. This is the principle I'm going to give you. Please read Philippians 4:4. Nice and loud. Please read with me. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again. Rejoice. Take your pen. Rejoice in the Lord. Circle the word Lord. Underline always. And he says, I will say it again. What's the word? Rejoice. Circle the word rejoice. Everyone say rejoice. Rejoice. This should be encouraging Christ alone. Be encouraged in Jesus alone. Because put down Jesus, you put down Christ. Let me have attention first. We're going back to this book. It's called the Book of Philippians. And the guy, the author, who wrote this book, his name is Paul. We call him Apostle Paul. We call him Paul. You can call him Paul, whatever you want to call him. His name is Paul. Now watch this. You have to understand where he's from, what he tells you this. He's trying to give you an encouragement. So we're going to continue from where I left off about months ago. He is sitting in a jail cell, and watch this now. He has no idea that he's going to be set free. There are 3 things that could happen to him. He has no idea that he's going to be set free. He could be sitting in this jail cell indefinitely until he will die. Or he could be let go a month later, a year later. We don't know, and he doesn't know. And he's sitting right there. He's facing this issue. He goes, I could be sitting here indefinitely. That's number 1. I could be let go. I could be let out very soon. Or I could face death execution the next second the court walks in. Are you guys getting this? The very next second someone could walk in through that cell, opens the cell, comes in, Roman soldiers. They don't really give a hoot about who you are. They're under the power of Caesar. And where the governor goes, dead is dead. You go in, you carry him out, you chop his head off. It's that simple. There is no compassion but following orders. Are you guys in there? And here's the thing. Paul goes like this. And it's a command. He's not wishing you something. He's commanding you. He's commanding you. He's commanding you. He's commanding you. He says, be happy. He says, find your happiness in Christ and Christ alone. And he goes like this. All of you right now is exactly, that's the response that Paul gets. No way. I cannot be happy. How can I be happy? You're just sitting in the jail, and he's writing to loved ones. He says, I cannot be happy. And what did he say? I say it again, what? Yes. You are so shocked if you know this man personally. And even if you don't know this man personally, you are so shocked. You should be so shocked right now sitting in this room that someone in jail whose life could be like this, gone for the next second, is telling you, commanding you, says, be happy. Be happy. Find your happiness in Christ and Christ alone. And he goes like this. I'll say it again in case you don't get it. And I'll say it again. Rejoice. Now that's encouragement. That's the principle of this whole message series. Are we good? So I'm going to go into the next 4 things. Paul is going to give you 4 encouragements. You're going to face four issues. May I have your attention, please? I'm going to ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever feel like, I don't know how to say this. Have you guys ever feel like giving up? Like what situation you're dealing with? And he says, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Yeah. Have you guys ever felt like, man, it's always, you get the blame for it, and I want to like, someone else is supposed to blame that person, don't blame me about it. Or maybe have you ever guys feel like, I just want to check it out really. I'm so afraid of what I'm dealing with. I don't know where you guys are, but maybe some of you feel scared and you're afraid about what's the next step in your life. And you go like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's this next situation that's going to happen to me. How am I going to deal with this pastor? How am I going to deal with this coach? How am I going to deal with this? So that's what Paul is trying to address for you. He's looking at a bunch of Christians who have to deal with certain things, and he's sitting in jail cell, and he's going to give them encouragement. So likewise, I pray that for the next 20 minutes, as you sit here and as you receive it, may you be open to this by the Spirit of God. Is that okay? I say, go. Repent. Here's the first one. Don't react to situation. That's the first thing he's going to let you know. Don't react to situations. Please read Philippians 1:27. Nice and loud. Please read with me. He goes, whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. Get a pen. Underline. Whatever happens. Don't react to situations. That's your feeling. Whatever happens. Let me have attention, please. Whatever happens. Everyone say, whatever happens.
Whatever happens.
Now I get this a lot. Whatever. It's not that whatever, okay? Don't go whatever. It's not that whatever. It's whatever happens. Why did Paul say that? Right before that phrase, whatever happens, he goes like this. I'm sitting in jail. I don't know if I'm going to die. I'm going to live. I'm going to sit here and rot for the rest of my life. Can you imagine that? I'd rather be executed right now. Won't you agree? Than sit in the jail and rot to death. Poor food, bad food, rats all over the place, and then you're like smelly, no bath, nothing. I'd rather just, Lord, take me home. But he goes to this, whatever, what? I love those two words. Don't react to situations. That's what Paul is saying. Whatever happens, here's what you're going to do. Okay? Question to you guys. Do you guys react to things? Like right away? And what Paul is saying is don't react. Why are you always reacting to this? No, don't react to this. Whatever happens, it depends. We're going to continue what Paul says. Whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. Here you go. It depends. He says, whatever happens, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Regardless of what happens to me, here's what you're going to do. Conduct yourself. You don't like the word conduct. Everyone say conduct. That means behave, live, act in a way, in a manner, in a way that is worthy. Look at the word worthy. Everyone say worthy. Of the gospel of Christ. Underline the gospel of Christ. Let me have attention, please. Here's what Paul is saying. He goes like this. He goes, something's going to happen to me, and I don't know what's going to happen to me, but you don't react. Don't react. Don't react to the situation. If I die, I die. If I'm going to be sitting here in jail for the next God knows how long, I'm going to be here. If they set me free, they set me free. But regardless, whatever happens, he goes like this. You live in a way that honors the life of Jesus Christ. Whatever situation you're in right now, here's how you feel. Because, Pastor Kenny, you have no idea what I'm dealing with. This is the situation. And Paul goes like this. Whatever happens, live in a way that honors us. Live in a way that honors the life of Christ. That's what he's saying. What Paul is saying, I don't care what's going to happen to me. And really, the whole thing is, don't worry about what's going to happen to you. Because you're going to be so afraid. You're going to be, what this thing? And you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. And you're like, driving yourself crazy. And there's probably like 4 or 5 different options. And they're all negative. They're all negative. And Paul goes like this. Whatever happens, here's what you're going to do. Live in such a way, Tom. Live in such a way that you go like this. My life, my actions, is going to honor Jesus Christ. I don't care if you're going to lose today. You know, that's what game warriors. I know you're going to kill me already. Coach, how can I not? I really don't care if you guys win. I'm going to say it again. I really don't care if you guys win or lose. It's good, you win. It's okay you lose. Now watch this. Whatever happens, you better wear this proud. Does that make sense now? Whatever happens in your life, you better wear this proud. Whatever happens in your life, you better wear this proud. So it's not just about the basketball guys. It's for everyone sitting in the room right now, for all the Christians that says, I am a Christian, and you go like this, but whatever happens, are you reacting to your situations? And so often we are, we're reacting to all our situations. In such a negative way, we throw our little tantrums. We throw, this and that, and this and that, and all of a sudden I'm looking around, you're looking around like, that person's supposed to be a Christian. That person supposed to say, I have Jesus. Really? I don't see it. That person's supposed to have Christ? Really? I don't see it. That person says, Christ died for him? Really? I don't get it. Really? Because you know why? Because as Christians even, we react to the situation. We're constantly reacting to it in our own selfish way. And then at the end of the day, we're just, where do we find our confidence? Where do we find any of that? And it Paul goes like this, Paul reminds us, whatever, live in such a way that honors Christ in your life. Are we cool? Are we cool? So think it through next time when something happens to you. My boy, Gabe, he's down in Atlanta. We sent him down 2 weeks ago. 2 things he has to do. He's on his own, starting a job starting next week. No, better starting job next week. Don't even give me problems. He has bills to pay. That's what you want to know. He has to buy a car, used car, 3 years old, Honda Civic. Go. Yeah, you guys want the Mustangs and all that from here or whatever. No Porsche. And he has to find an apartment. And guess what? He found the apartment, gave me some pictures and everything. And then he says, Dad, I said, what's up? He texted me. And when he has to call, there's an issue. You know that. And he goes, what's up? He said, I don't know, just call dealership. No, I think they're scamming me or something. I said, what's happening? They want financing and all these other charges and more charges. And I said, how much are they charging for interest? They're like, over 7%. I said, wow, that's a lot of money. How about if I borrow some money from the house and lend it to you? I could maybe borrow like at 2.25% or 3%. I said, yeah, you can do that there. Sure. So he calls back the dealership, right? He tells the salesman, I don't want this. I don't want the financing. I want the car. I don't want the financing, right? And the guy goes, can't do it. You have to have the financing. Exactly. He said, Dad, so I'm blocking with this financing. I go like, no, you're not blocking anything. They're just scamming you. Yeah, you could refuse it. They only signed the contract just a day before. I mean, the only reason the salesman wants to push this whole thing through is what? Submission. There you go. And so he calls back, and the guy says, no, you have to have it. I got to talk to my manager, whatever it is, and all the runaround. I said, hey, give me the text, give me the number. I'm going to call this guy right now. And I call, and the guy doesn't answer. All this runaround. And you know what? We're reacting to the situation. We're reacting to the situation. We're trying to say, listen to this right, that's not fair, all this stuff. You know what my boy said? Charles, you know what my boy said? He goes, Dad, it's okay. I'm going to pray about it tonight. We'll deal with it tomorrow. Let's just pray about it. I said, yeah. That's what we did. Next morning, because the guy's thinking going around, and Gabe calls and goes, I put the manager now. Trying the manager gets on, I really don't want the car now. I don't want the financing. This is okay, no problem. One time. Don't react to situations. Find a way that you live in such a way that honors your faith in Christ. Second thing, pick a pen. Don't say, let's go. Don't blame others. Oh my gosh, that's so hard. Don't blame others. Please read Philippians 1:27. Nice and loud. Please read with me. Then whether I come and see you or only hear about you in my absence, I will know that you stand firm in one spirit, and then you as one man for the faith of the gospel. Independent. So he goes like this, don't react to the situation. I don't know what's going to happen to me, but you're going to live in such a way that honors Jesus. And then he goes like this, but if I'm set free, and I'm able to come and see you, or maybe I'm not even going to be set free. Maybe I'm going to be stuck in that hellhole in the jail. I cannot see you, but I can hear about what's happening. I want to know one thing, that you stand firm. Anyone stand firm? Everyone say stand firm. In one spirit. Circle one spirit. That's unity. He goes like this. I want you to be united. He says contending as one man. Circle one man. For the faith, the gospel. Let me your attention please. Here's what Paul is saying. I don't want you to blame each other. If I'm going to be in a difficult situation, I may never make it out. But if I make it out, when I come out, I want to make sure that you guys are united. That's what he's saying. He's saying, I'm sitting in this jail. I may never come out to see you guys, so I may hear about you guys. But if I'm going to hear about you guys, I better hear one thing. That you guys are united. It was united. That's what he wants. Because he said, he goes like this, he goes, I know things are going to happen. And you guys are going to start to bicker. I'm sitting in this jail here, and the one thing that I want to make sure that you guys right here never bicker. Because you guys would never blame anybody. So he's encouraging you right now. Don't blame nobody else. Whatever happens, don't react to the situation. If we react to the situation. A lot of you stand up. Question. When something negative happens, it's your first thought about somebody else that person did it. Sure. I got one honest man in this whole house. I got one honest. Listen again. When something negative happens in your life, do you normally go, oh, it's my fault. I did it. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Stanley. I did it. It was me. But if you're, huh? Oh, okay. You guys ready, raise your hand? Or is your first thought like this? You're stuck in this negative situation, and your first thought is, that person's fault. Yes. Who feels that way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what the rest of you guys do? Huh? The bad, yeah. Who blames other people, seriously? Since you were day one, you start blaming everybody else. You guys are so dishonest with me this morning. So dishonest. Since I had a traffic ticket yesterday. I was not yesterday, on Saturday. No, Friday. Ooh, Friday. True story. I parked on East Broadway. It was good. It was supposed to be legit. I parked. I didn't move my car the next day thinking that I could park there for Saturday as well too. I came back Saturday morning. I started to look at the signs. No parking weekends. You can only park Monday to Friday. You cannot park on Saturday. So I'm walking. I'm getting a ticket. My car's here. I'm looking. I'm walking on East Broadway. I'm looking. No boot on it, please. Don't put the boot on the wheel. That's the boot. Like, no. I don't know if they do that here in New York. I said, no tickets, please, no tickets. I'm getting closer. Oh my God, I saw a little orange little thing. That's okay. That was the first thought on my mind. It's totally my fault. Totally my fault. I didn't read the sign. It was my dumb mistake. Totally my fault. First thought was, not my fault. First thought was, why was I out here Friday? Why do I have to have a meeting Friday? If I didn't have a meeting Friday, I would not get a ticket Friday. Because I had a meeting, I had to meet people, I had to work, I got a ticket. And you're going to say, Pastor, you got issues. And I'm going to say, yeah, like, you don't have issues. Like, you don't think like that. Come on, seriously. That's the first inclination. We tend to blame others. And Paul is trying to encourage you, don't blame other people. What he wants you to do is very simple. He says, stay as one, right? Stay as one faith. Stay united. So here's your application, guys. Watch this. How are you going to grow? How are you going to be able to grow so that you don't blame other people? How do you grow? Because we're talking about encouragement, right? So where do you find encouragement? One thing. He says, stay together. Everyone say united.
United.
So that's the key then. Now watch this. If you are not in like a little mini church group, or we call mini church group, where there are 2 or 3 of you, or 4 of you get together on a regular basis, and someone holds you accountable, you're not going to grow. Are you guys getting me? I'll say again, this is the application. In order for you to stop blaming other people, you need to be in the small group of people who loves you. A small group of people who hold you accountable, a small group of people who champions you. And he says, hey, come on, you could do this. We could support one another. Remember, confidence, right? Confidence. Support. That's what encouragement is all about. We asked, we said, where do you find support? How do you get confidence? So you have to put all that together. And of course, that stay united, stay as one. Watch this now. I bet you every one of you, not every one of you, but many of us, right? In about like a few minutes, you're gonna check out, got to worry through many other stuff. And then come Monday, you got your work, you got your schedule, everything else, and the week repeats itself, repeats itself, repeats itself. So my question to you is this: how are you going to grow? Who holds you accountable? Because some of you are right out of your parents' household, and even if you're in your parents' household, they cannot communicate with you, they cannot speak to you, because there's a wall of silence or there's a wall of dysfunction, and maybe communication is awful, and no one can really hold you accountable. Now watch this: if no one can hold you accountable, you're not going to grow. If no one can hold you accountable, you're not going to grow. And you'll be very self-centered. Seriously, you'll be very self-centered. You will only grow when a bunch of you come together on a regular basis, once a week, for about an hour and a half or so, just dip into each other's lives and talk about their lives, their struggles. And that's a mini church. Cool. Next one, you have it. You want to say cool? Cool. I like this one. Don't be afraid. You need hope. Don't be afraid. Please read Philippians 1:28. Nice one. Please read it. Without being frightened in any way by those who oppose you. This is a sign to them that they will be destroyed, but that you will be saved, and that by God. Take a pen. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Paul goes like this: stay united. Stay united as one. Stay together, and don't be afraid. Without being frightened. So that we're frightened. Everyone say, don't be afraid. In any way by those who oppose you, this is a sign that you continue, and then you'll be saved, and that by God. You will be saved, and that by God. Underline God. Have your friends ever tell you when you're afraid, say, don't be afraid? Have your friends ever give you encouragement, don't be afraid? Did it help? No. Have you ever been afraid? And your friends just go, don't be afraid? This doesn't mean telling to the pregnant lady, don't be afraid. I was like, come on, I can't tell that pregnant lady, don't be afraid. You got this, get an extra epidural or whatever. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Seriously. You know what I'm talking about, yes. No, you have no idea what I'm talking about, so it does not matter. All right, guys, come on, settle down, sit down. Hold up. Can you sit in the back somewhere, please? So I don't get any distractions. Sit right now. Sit. Refocus. Have you ever told your friend to help your friend? Did it help them? Does it really help you? What your friend needs is hope. Can you give them hope? Think it through. When you're afraid, you need hope. How can you give someone hope? If your friend needs help, you're afraid, you want to lift them up, yeah, you could support them. Maybe you could give a sense of confidence. I'm not even sure about that yet right here. But how can you give someone hope? It's also difficult. It's impossible. How can someone give you hope? And Paul's trying to give you hope, and Paul says, don't be what? And he goes, whatever that you're facing, and whatever you're dealing with, right? There's only one person who can give you hope, and he says, you'll be saved, and that by what? I'll say again, whatever you're dealing with, the enemy that we're talking about, and that you will be saved, and that by only God can give you hope. For knows it. You have to hear this, okay? I'm not 10 minutes, you have to really hear this. You cannot find your hope in me. You cannot find your hope in your husband. You cannot find your hope in your boyfriend, girlfriend. You can find some support, okay? So we went, we talked a little bit about support, but you cannot find hope in any other person in this world. Because if that person can give you hope, that person should be making million dollars more than what iPads combined sales together. Does that make sense to you right now? If someone can give you the gift of hope, I'll treasure it, I'll box it, and I'll put it on Amazon and sell it for $12.99, 3 installments. I'll be a mega billionaire. True? Yes or no, Charles? Facts? Facts. No one in this world can give you hope. No one is wired with that gift, and no one has that power to give you that hope. But we go to each other, and we want to be encouraged by each other, and all we get is false hope, and all we get is don't be afraid, you'll be okay, everything's gonna be fine, and it's all like, really feel that now, no. Kind of ran. But that, for that moment, you were kind of like maybe distracted. It felt good for a moment. The emotions felt a little better. But then you wake up the next morning in that same reality, you go, oh my gosh, I've been helping someone. This young lady, she's having some marital issues. And for the past 4, 5, 6 weeks, man, we've gone through so much. Her husband's ready to walk away from her. About 5, 6 weeks ago, her husband's like, I'm done. We're going to walk away. Separation, divorce. Let's just do it. Done. Can I give her hope? I could help her. I could walk her through. Teach her anything. At the end of the day, what I had to do, I said to her, I said, pray. I want to pray. That's what I did. Seriously, man. I taught about communication skills. I talked about values. I talked about all this other stuff. Finance, whatever it may be, whatever issue. At the end of the day, I had to give her hope. And I said to her this. I said, keep the faith. She's not a Christian. She's not even a Christian. I said, keep the faith. And she goes like that. Pastor, give me, what is faith? What is faith? And I shared with her, I said, faith is this. Faith is, in spite of all your difficulties, what you're facing right now, in spite of all your hard challenges right now, all you guys are facing at home, all you guys are facing at school, at work, in relationships, every one of you are facing, I am facing as well too. Because in spite of all the challenges that you face right now, you have to trust that God is good, and God will turn it good for you, because He is a good God, and God loves you. That's it. You have to hold on to that. You have to hold on to that. At the end of the day, faith is all you have. You have nothing else. Faith is all you have. Are we cool? Guess what? After 6 weeks of this, and she's crying, screaming, up and down, good days, bad days, my husband's leaving me, maybe he's not, he loves me, maybe he doesn't, does not talk to me, all these issues. 24/7 we're dealing with this, just to get her stabilized, just to get her healed, just to get her ready. And then this morning, oh my gosh, I got such a good text from her. She goes, I keep going again. It's time to go again. And the first time in her life, in the past years, her husband and herself, we started to really talk. We didn't have to. She was about to give up. She was about to leave. She was saying, I can't handle it anymore. She was so afraid. Catch this. You're not that woman. But you have something. You have something you're dealing with. And you're afraid as well too. You are, and it's okay. Perfectly okay. But you cannot really go to Facebook and find the answers. You cannot find it within each other. What you want is hope. Support we have for each other. We can support one another. Confidence we could grow as we gather together in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people. Hope can only be given by God right there. Whenever you're discouraged, and you will be. It's going to happen during a game, it's going to happen because someone says something to you. The only thing you're going to look at is this, okay? I'm finishing with this. No more points, I'm finishing with this. Every time you feel discouraged, you're going to look at that cross, the song that we just sang That's your hope. Whatever you're going through, you must say, my God is a good God. I know that God loves me. But I don't understand why I go through this, but that's okay. I know I'm afraid, but He understands that I'm afraid. But I will always keep my focus on the cross. My joy, my encouragement is going to come from the cross because I know what Christ did for me. And since He loves me, Tom, Sabrina, since God loves me so much, right? Mark, since God loves me so much, I know that whatever I'm going through, Eddie, I know that whatever I'm going through, I can handle it. I don't have to be afraid anymore because I know that God loves me and God is good. And that I keep the faith that He will turn this. He will turn whatever I'm going through, whatever you're going through, into something so beautiful. I really trust Him. We'll go back to Columbus Park right now. Go back to Columbus Park. A child that's on the swing, the seesaw, the strollers, all of life is so difficult. The man that's holding the incense that we talked about, right? Following behind the procession, the funeral procession where it starts burying his father or his mother. You can't give them encouragement. But if you could lead them to know who God is, you've given the greatest gift. So I pray for all my friends here. The best way you can give someone encouragement is bring them to understand who Jesus Christ is and what Christ is. You hold a hope to this world. For those of you who know Christ, you hold a hope to this world. And you can encourage them. And for my friends who may not know who Christ is, there's this hope that you have. And it's all because of what this man Christ did for you on the cross. And you ever need the greatest encouragement and the greatest encourager is in Jesus Christ. You cannot find it anywhere else. The world cannot give that to you. It's not in here. Let us pray. Father, since day one, Lord, we need to be encouraged. It's often we don't even know now. We don't even know where to find it. Because we don't know you. We have no idea who you are. And that's why we're so lost sometimes. We try to encourage one another because we are friends and we're supposed to do that as good friends. So often the words that we share with one another, it's not sufficient. We try to comfort each other. Sometimes we can just sit there and just listen. But we know that within our own hearts, Lord, we need to be comforted. We need to be encouraged too. So, Father, how can we encourage someone when we need to be encouraged? And we don't know how. I praise you, Father. I thank you. What Paul says, and he's not pointing to himself. He says that we are to rejoice in Christ always. He reminds us, it shocks us. I say it again, rejoice. So I pray for all my brothers and sisters who do know you, Lord. I pray that they find that encouragement from you first, and then they can share that encouragement with others. But whatever time that they have a chance to, Lord, that they need through Christ. I pray for all my friends who may not know you. I pray today is a good day for them. I pray today, this very moment is a very good moment. That they heard an eternal truth that comes from you, not from me. That it points to you, Father. That you are a God of love, and you are a God of goodness. Your hands are reaching out. Only in you they can find hope. And so whatever they're going through, Lord, you have allowed it so that it could be used by you, so that they could return to you and truly know who you are. I pray, God, I'm speaking to someone right now, Lord, and their heart is open, Father. I pray that they receive Christ. Not to just make a decision right now, but to really to be open, Lord. Because this is the moment that the Spirit is talking to them. I praise you, Father. It is a big moment. with all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.